God's army, since life is short, God's army fights with calm minds. So 1 Peter 5:8, be sober-minded. Be watchful. Why? Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. So I want to throw two obvious points. These are obvious points about sobriety. First of all, sobriety leads to rational thinking. Okay? I used to love the show back in the 90s and stuff, Cops, and they would follow these police officers, and every time they had a domestic dispute or a fight, there was always somebody drunk or doing drugs. They never barged into a home with a domestic dispute, and it was the guy was like, I was reading my Bible and I went crazy and started hitting my wife. No one ever does that, right? But it's always because they're drunk or high or on something like that. Sobriety leads to rational thinking. You ask any young person, why did you do that? Well, first of all, I was high. Okay, that's all I need to know. You did something stupid. Okay, well, me and my cousin were drinking. Okay, well, that's why you did. I've done some of the stupidest stuff in my life. Okay? We'll keep going. Secondly, sobriety exposes dangers. The verse compares Satan to a lion. Lions are great predators. Why? Because they're the fastest? No, they're not the fastest of the big cats. Because they're the strongest? No, they're actually not the strongest. They're the best because they camouflage themselves and they slowly surround their prey and they look for them. And the next thing, the prey doesn't pay attention. Next thing they know, they're surrounded by 8 or 9 lions that come in and attack it and they take them down. Satan is doing the exact same thing. He's trying to get you. And sober people can see clear dangers. So this is not a teetotaling message. I'm not trying to sit here and talk to you about alcohol or drugs or anything else. What I'm trying to say is this: be more Jesus focused. I posted this on Facebook just for fun. After going through this and getting ready, I posted this phrase: you can't walk for the Lord if you're falling down drunk. That's kind of true. I mean, I could also, you can't serve the Lord if you're serving money, right? You can't do something for Jesus if you're so concerned about doing things for yourself. And I mean, you could post a lot of stuff, but you can't serve the Lord. So, you know what? I'm not a big conspiracy fan. I believe more in government incompetence and greed. I'm more of that. But maybe if I did pick a conspiracy, maybe it's a conspiracy that we're allowing all this marijuana to flood our culture. Maybe if people are high, they won't notice everything that's going on in front of them. Maybe unsober people do crazy, stupid stuff. Maybe unsober people aren't exposed to the dangers that are going on, happening right in front of them. Because a populace that is high and subdued, right? They're not legalizing meth. Meth makes you crazy and do things, but weed makes you do nothing. You've never seen anybody who built that bridge? That's an amazing design. Well, first of all, I got high. No, that doesn't happen. Nobody does that. But maybe a in sober society, right, doesn't think right and isn't aware. But a calm mind, a sober mind, maybe a sober mind sees truth. Truth that makes you go, wait, why do grown men need to get sexually dressed up like women to read books to children? What's the point? Wait, that's insane. What are you doing? First of all, why do you need to get dressed up like a woman at all? If you did that for a white person as an African American, we call it blackface. Ladies, this is insulting you. They're not dressed up like a normal lady. They're dressed up like Dolly Parton on steroids, right? They're dressed up ridiculously. But why does it need to be, and they're sexually dressed up, why do they need to read books to children? That doesn't make sense. Maybe if you have a calm mind, you start to see injustice. Okay, that whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, he killed himself. That whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, the lady that was his right-hand man and everything, Giselle Maxwell, okay, right, she got sentenced, she got tried, she got convicted. Okay, for peddling these children, these young girls, to these wealthy men. Okay, well, where are the men she peddled them to? I mean, is it because some of them are politicians and they're above the law, or they're the son of queens and they don't have to answer for what they did? I've never yet seen somebody who was convicted of child sexual, pedophiling and sending kids off and exploitation kids, that they didn't go after the people who did it too. Maybe a calm mind sees pain. Look, Do you realize that in America, for the first time, our life expectancy has gone down? And it's not gone down because our medical care isn't better enough. It didn't go down because of COVID. Our life expectancy has gone down because we have an entire generation dying from opioids. This whole generation, millennials and especially Generation Z, things laced with fentanyl, sometimes accidentally, but a lot of them are doing it on purpose. So here's a clear thought. Here's just a clear thought. Why are we letting this into our country then? And how many pharmaceutical companies are making billions off of this? And what about China? Why are we just looking the other way as China kills a generation in our country? You see, but if you're not sober, you don't look at these things and see them. And maybe a calm mind fights back.